Okay, so you want to learn how to add and subtract binary numbers. Well, let's start with adding binary numbers because that's the easier of the two. So there's only three things you really need to know before you start adding binary numbers, and these are the three things. 1 plus 0 equals 1. Very straightforward. We get that pretty easily. It's very simple. Now 1 plus 1 also equals 0, but it makes you carry over a 1 from these. So you have 1 over here, and this would go down. I carry over a 1. Okay? And last but not least, if there's three ones, it equals a 1, and then these two would carry over again. Carry over and turn into another one, and that one would fall down here. So that's all you need to know. Let's jump right into our first example problem, and we'll see if you could figure it out. Okay, so maybe pause the video and try this yourself. And if you don't know what to do, don't worry, I have another example problem after this. Let's work through this one together. So first off, we can see that we have a 1 and a 1. That's two ones. What do we know about two ones? They give us a 0 and tell us to carry over 1. So we're just going to carry over 1. Now, we have two ones again and a 0. We can ignore the 0 and worry about these two ones. Now these two ones are just going to give us another 0 and make us carry over another 1. So we put another 1 here. We can cross this one because we're done, so we don't think that it's an 11. Because we're done with that side of the equation. Now we have three ones here. What do we know about three ones? Three ones gives us a 1. Forgot to change my color. Gives us 1. And then also tells us to carry 1 over here. Then we cancel that out. Now we have three ones again. What do we know about three ones? Gives us a 1 and tells us to carry this over. Now we have a 1, 0, 1. In other words, that is just two ones because we can ignore the 0. Two ones just gives us 0. And then we, once again, carry over the 1. Now we have two ones again, which just gives us another 0. And then we carry over the 1. Two ones again, 0. Carry over the 1. This is three ones. This gives us a 1, and then we carry over the 1, giving us one extra 1. This is our answer right here. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the answer. It's really that simple. You carry it over. I forgot to cross these out here, but it's basic addition. But you just carry over. You don't go above. There's no 2s or 3s. When you see three ones, it's a 1, and when you see two ones, it's a 0, and both of them cause you to carry over. Now let's try that again. Let's try this with this problem right here. Pause it and see if you could do this on your own, and if you can't, we'll do it together. Okay. Alright, so let's start. The first thing we see are two ones here. So these two ones give us a 0 and then tell us to carry over 1. Now we have three ones, and these three ones give us a 1 and tell us to carry over. Now we have three ones again, and these three ones give us a 1 and tell us to carry over. Now we have two ones. What do we do with two ones? We know that gives us a 0 and lets us carry 1 over. Three ones gives us 1, tells us to carry over. Cancel this, put 1 here. Two ones gives us a 0, carry over. Two ones again gives us another 0, carry over again. Three ones, which finally gives us 1 and forces us to carry 1 over, which drops right down because there's nothing here and goes right here. This is the answer for this one. And now I do have to mention, when there's nothing and the last digit does drop, that can be considered overflow, and it's up to your teacher whether or not he wants to see overflow. He might just want this portion of the problem, but that really depends on him. That really depends on him. So do whatever your teacher wants. If he wants just this portion, just write this portion and forget about the overflow. Cancel this, but if he wants this portion as well, remember to include that. Now let's talk about subtraction. Subtraction works relatively the same way. Oh, this is a big thing. Alright. Now let's talk about subtraction. Subtraction works relatively the same way, except it's opposite. We have to carry, okay? We have to carry, just remember that. And now let's start with this example. So we got 2 1s. We can minus that easily and just get a 0. We got a 0 minus 1. Now this can't happen. We need to carry, otherwise we'll have a negative number. So not carry, we need to borrow from here. So let's go ahead and borrow from this. This turns into a 0, and that 0 brings with it here 2 1s. 2 1s. That 0 brings 2 1s to this side. Not just one, but each one over here equals 2 1s over here. We know that because we did that in adding. Now it's the opposite. 2 1s would put 1 here. Now we take 1 from here and put 2 1s back over here. And now we can start doing the math. We can minus this, cancel. The 1s cancel like here before, leaving just 1 that will just drop down and be right here. We got our 1. Now we have to do the same thing here because it's also 0 minus 1, because we've got 1 here and this turned into a 0. Don't let this one fool you. That one is gone. It's all about this 0. So what we're going to do here is cancel from here, borrow. This is going to turn into a 0, and then this is going to bring 2 1s here. Now altogether we have 3 1s. We can cancel this one. We can cancel this one. We're left with 1 1 up here, and we're just going to drop that down here. 1 1. Now there's no carrying here. That might be easier, or this jumbo might be more confusing for you. It all just depends. Now we have 0 minus 0, which just equals 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0. But remember, if there was a scenario in which all these were 1s and 0s, like 0s and 1s down here, you would have to borrow from the number before it. Anyway, that's it. This is the answer. There's not overflow in minusing, I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure there's no overflow in minusing. So, in subtracting, you should be fine. Hope this helped.